Today we're going to film the Huli drill for the Outrigger Canoe Club, and it's for everyone's benefit. It's for newcomers, novice, experienced paddlers. It's so that we know, we have on record what the procedure is. Your coaches might bring you out there, they might be in the harbor, they might be offshore, they might practice it, but I want to go through it real quickly on dry land. And like paddling, every seat has a position, has an assignment. A Huli should be quick, it should be organized. In flat water, which you'll probably see, it goes easy. If you're offshore, you're in heavy water, it can be anything from lengthy, very difficult, to extremely difficult and lead to panic situations. So, the canoe goes over. Basically, there's only about 4 or 5 things to remember. It's very simple. You pretty much know where you sit. First thing to remember is the steersman is the captain, same as the skipper. Steersman has the first main responsibility. The canoe goes over, he or she counts heads. You need to account for 5. The steersman accounts for 5 other paddlers. If you come up one short, you need to go under the canoe. If the canoe has a spray skirt on it, especially if you're wearing a water pack, you might get hung up. If you're underwater, whether you're experienced or new, don't panic. Getting out of the canoe is easy, even with a spray skirt. Reach down, unzip it. If it has a Velcro, pull the Velcro off, unzip it, push yourself out. You should be out in no time, okay? So, steersman's main responsibility initially, people, count heads. Seat number 5, the canoe goes over. You need your paddles. Seat 5 collects the paddles. Real simple. It's kind of awkward. Seat 5, when you're in your drills or your race, be aware of the swells and the wind. Paddles can get away real quick, okay? Once the canoe goes back over, if you only have 2 or 3 paddles, you're in an uncomfortable situation. We went through our safety bags. The bags should be secured, like we talked about, to the canoe, okay? Whether you need to go under the canoe and get them, remember there's first aid in them, and there's lots of signaling devices in the safety bags. That's what they're all about. So, we talked about seat 6, head count. We're going to demonstrate this in the water. Seat 5, collect paddles, okay? That's all you have to do. Let's go to the front. Seat 1. Easiest thing to do to get the canoe back over is position it with the wind and swell. Seat 1 should take the bow or the nose of the canoe and position it according to the wind and waves, the swell. Okay? Now, 2, 3, and 4. We have our 2 big guys, 3 and 4, or gals. What we want to do, we can go through this. Back up, seat number 1, he counts heads, okay? Have one person collect the paddles. That's in our club, that's going to be seat 5, okay? We want 2 or 3 of the biggest people, normally in seat 3 or 4. What you're going to do, real simple. This illustration says it all. You're going to get on the yakus, you're going to reach over. Some people straddle the canoe. The important thing is the big strong guys and gals in the engine room, they're reaching over. The other 2 paddlers, what they're going to do, okay? You're going to have 2 people here, and you'll see in a minute you're going to have 2 people on the ama. If 5 and 6 are in the water, you don't want to be here for when it flips. You get hit in the coconut, you're in big trouble, okay? Same thing if it doesn't go over the first time. I'll explain when seats 2 and 3 are out here on the ama, they press down. At the same time, these 2 paddlers pull up. Sometimes it doesn't always come right over the first time. If it doesn't, seats 2 and 3, when you release that ama, get out of the way, okay? And seats 5 and 6, don't be on the other side of the canoe where you're going to get hit, okay? So, here's an illustration. You've got, in this situation, they've got 4 people. They've completely submerged the ama. The Huli to right the canoe is real simple. It's timing. It can be very easy. Several ways to do it. You get 2 people pushing down on the ama. You can push it down and hold and count 1, 2, 3 and release. That way the buoyancy of the ama allows it to start to rise at the same time. seats 3 and 4 are pulling the yakus, should go over. So you're using the buoyancy, you're also timing the swell. If you hold it down, you can see in this illustration, they're actually standing on the ama underwater. If you time that swell, everyone, again, it's a team thing. It's just like paddling. 1, 2, 3. If you time it on an upswell, that's going to help you even more. So, canoe rights itself. The next thing is the canoe. If you right the canoe very quickly, there's minimum water in the canoe. Minimum bailing. Hypothermia, you could be out in cold water. You want to get the canoe bailed out. You want to get everyone back in as soon as possible. One person, if the canoe is full, one person goes in, the 5-gallon bucket, moves maximum water. You want somebody that can work a sweat up. Get that water, start working it out with a 5-gallon bucket in the center of the canoe. After that, after you start to get the canoe's water volume under control, a second person can then go in. You may want to have someone on the ama or yaku to make sure you don't re-huli. Now you've got 2 people with 5-gallon buckets going like crazy. Again, especially if the water's cold. They're going to be in a good position. They're going to be back. They're going to be working up a sweat. You've got people in the water, okay? So, 2 5-gallon buckets are going. The canoe, you're going to get more buoyancy. The gunnels are going to start to rise. You can get people with the small buckets start to reach over. You can get a third person in. We should have 2 5-gallon buckets and 2 small 1-gallon speed bailers. And bailing, like we'll demonstrate in a minute, is not a teacup. It is ballistically fast, real fast. So, get the water out of the canoe. You've got your seat number 5 with paddles. Seat 1 is still trying. What you don't want to do is have the canoe broadside to the swell. You're still taking water. The most secure position is facing the swell. So you're bailing the canoe out. One by one, you're starting to get in. As soon as you start to get enough water out, you can start paddling. And the person that should be in command is the steersman, steers person. If you've got an inexperienced crew, don't be afraid. You need to shout some directions, do it. But it's a total team effort. And that's basically dry land. Now we're going to ask some people to get wet and go through the do's and don'ts.